As we approach December 21st, 2024, there is a palpable sense of anticipation in the air. For many, this date is more than just the turning of a page in the calendar. It is the threshold of something transformative. It is a day that carries whispers of ancient prophecies, cosmic alignments, and personal awakenings. It is a day where time seems to pause, as the world holds its breath, waiting for the next step in the unfolding of life's great story. But what if, within this seemingly ordinary date, there lies a hidden key to unlocking something extraordinary? What if the numbers associated with this day are more than mere digits, more than the sum of their parts? What if, instead, they are sacred symbols, carrying messages from the universe itself, guiding us toward deeper wisdom, profound transformation, and spiritual awakening? In the world of numbers, every digit, every combination, and every sequence holds a deeper meaning. Numbers are not just tools for measurement or counting. They are carriers of universal truths, symbols that connect the physical world with the metaphysical, the seen with the unseen. And when we approach these numbers with mindfulness and awareness, they have the power to unlock doors to a greater understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. In Buddhism, numbers hold a special place. They are not just arbitrary symbols, but deeply ingrained within the teachings that guide us toward enlightenment. From the cycle of birth and death to the path to liberation, numbers shape the way we understand our existence. They reflect the interdependence of all things, the cycles of suffering and freedom, and the profound wisdom that underlies the nature of reality. These numbers are not just a part of the Buddhist tradition. They are an invitation to awaken to the deeper truths of life. Now, on December 21st, 2024, as the world prepares to step into a new era, these numbers offer us more than just luck. They offer us guidance. They offer us insight into our personal journeys, as well as the collective journey we all share. They invite us to look inward, to reflect on our past, and to prepare ourselves for the future with clarity and purpose. In a world that often moves too fast, filled with distractions and noise, these numbers call us to pause, breathe, and align ourselves with the greater flow of existence. The number 21, which is at the heart of this day, is a symbol of completion, a sign that we are at the crossroads of an old chapter and the beginning of a new one. It reminds us that transformation is not just about external change, but about internal growth, about the courage to let go of the past and step into a future that is aligned with our highest purpose. It is a number that beckons us to recognize that every journey has a natural progression, and every step we take brings us closer to our true nature. The number 12, too, carries with it a profound message. In Buddhism, the number 12 is deeply intertwined with the teachings of dependent origination. It reflects the interconnection of all things, the web of cause and effect that shapes our experience of the world. The number 12 teaches us that nothing exists in isolation, and that our actions, thoughts, and intentions ripple outward, influencing not just our own lives, but the lives of all beings. On this day, the number 12 reminds us of our interconnectedness with each other and the universe, encouraging us to act with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. But what happens when we combine these numbers, 21 and 12? We arrive at the number 33, a powerful symbol of spiritual maturity, of growth, and the wisdom that comes with experience. It represents the culmination of our efforts and the completion of a cycle, reminding us that we are constantly evolving, shedding old skins, and stepping into new roles. The number 33 invites us to trust the journey, knowing that each step, no matter how challenging, is part of a greater plan, a plan that is leading us to the fullness of who we are meant to be. Then, there is the number 8. In Buddhism, the number 8 represents the Noble Eightfold Path, a set of principles that guide us toward the cessation of suffering and the attainment of enlightenment. It is the path of right understanding, right speech, right action, and right mindfulness. The number 8 teaches us that enlightenment is not a destination but a journey that requires continuous effort, discipline, and compassion. It is a reminder that the path to wisdom and freedom is not always easy, but it is always worth walking. And finally, we have the number 108, perhaps the most sacred of all. In Buddhist practice, 108 represents the earthly desires that bind us to the cycle of suffering. The repetition of mantras 108 times helps purify the mind, allowing us to release attachment and desire and step closer to enlightenment. The number 108 is a reminder that liberation is a process, a purification of the mind, body, and spirit. It invites us to take a deep breath, let go of distractions, and return to the present moment, where peace and clarity await. On December 21st, 2024, these numbers come together to create a tapestry of wisdom, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. But more than just numbers, they are invitations to awaken. They challenge us to look beyond the surface, to go beyond the ordinary, and to step into the extraordinary. They ask us to align ourselves with the deeper currents of life, to embrace change with courage, to practice mindfulness with diligence, and to walk the path of compassion with an open heart. In a world filled with noise and confusion, December 21st, 2024, presents an opportunity for stillness, a moment to pause, reflect, and realign. It is an invitation to reconnect with our true selves, to find clarity amidst the chaos, and to embrace the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. The lucky numbers of this day are not just symbols of chance. They are beacons of light, guiding us toward a future of peace, wisdom, and love. So, as you move through this day, let these numbers serve as reminders. Let them inspire you to reflect on your own journey and the path that lies ahead. Let them encourage you to embrace the changes that come your way, knowing that each step is part of a greater unfolding. And above all, let them remind you that luck is not something that comes to us from the outside world. It is something we create within ourselves, through our thoughts, our actions, and our intentions. May December 21st, 2024, be a day of transformation, awakening, and deep connection. May it be a day where we open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that lie within us. And may the lucky numbers of this day guide us to a life of peace, wisdom, and enlightenment as we move beyond the excitement and wonder of December 21st, 2024. The numbers that stand before us are more than mere figures. They are beacons, shining with the light of wisdom, offering us an opportunity to deepen our understanding of ourselves, others, and the vast interconnectedness of the universe. From the very beginning, the presence of the number 21 on this day calls us to reflect on a pivotal moment in time, the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another. It is an invitation to release the old and make space for the new, to shed the burdens of the past and step forward with courage, clarity, and hope. But let us not be too quick to move forward without first pausing to examine the present moment. Let us take the time to appreciate the journey that has brought us here. For in understanding the path we have traveled, we can more clearly see the next steps in our spiritual journey. The number 21, symbolizing transformation, completion, and beginnings, asks us, how far have we come? What lessons have we learned? And what wisdom have we gained? Are we ready to open ourselves to the next phase of our evolution? In the teachings of the Buddha, transformation is not a singular event. It is a continuous process, one that unfolds slowly over time, just as the lotus flower emerges from the depths of the muddy waters. So too must we rise above the challenges and obstacles in our lives. The Buddha's own journey to enlightenment was marked by many trials and hardships, yet it was through these very trials that he discovered the profound wisdom that would guide all beings toward liberation. Likewise, on this day, December 21st, 2024, we are being called to reflect on our own struggles and triumphs, understanding that they are not separate from our path of enlightenment. They are the very building blocks of our spiritual awakening. As we ponder the significance of the number 21, we are naturally drawn to the next number that holds power on this special day, number 12. It is a number that appears again and again throughout Buddhist teachings, and it carries with it a message that speaks directly to our interconnectedness with the world around us. In Buddhism, the concept of dependent origination explains how all things arise and cease in dependence upon one another. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything is interconnected, and every thought, action, and word has a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate awareness. The number 12 represents this interconnectedness, and when we reflect on this number, we are reminded that our actions do not exist in a vacuum. They are part of a vast web of causes and effects, shaping not only our own lives but also the lives of others. On December 21st, 2024, the number 12 serves as a prompt for us to consider the impact of our thoughts and actions. Are we living in a way that nurtures the interdependent nature of all life? Do we recognize that our every interaction, no matter how small, carries with it the potential to either uplift or diminish those around us? The number 12 calls us to mindfulness, to an awareness of how we are connected to the world and to each living being. It reminds us that the suffering of one is the suffering of all, and that the joy of one is the joy of all. The Buddha, in his wisdom, recognized the power of the mind to shape the world. It is said that, with our thoughts, we make the world. Therefore, as we reflect on the number 12, we are invited to take a deeper look at the quality of our thoughts, the intentions behind our actions, and the words we speak. Are they rooted in kindness and compassion? Are they designed to build harmony or to sow discord? The number 12 encourages us to be mindful of the ways in which our individual lives contribute to the collective well-being of the world. It calls us to embrace our shared humanity and to recognize the sacredness of all beings. From the profound reflection on the number 12, we find ourselves at the intersection of two powerful numbers, 21 and 12, giving birth to the number 33. When we look at the number 33, we are reminded of the importance of spiritual maturity. This number is a symbol of growth, wisdom, and the culmination of spiritual development. It speaks to the knowledge gained from experience, the lessons learned from the struggles we have faced, and the understanding that arises when we move past our ego and align ourselves with the greater wisdom of the universe. In the Buddhist tradition, the number 33 has special significance, as it is believed to represent the 33 celestial beings who protect and guide those on the path of enlightenment. These beings are not external gods or deities. Rather, they are the embodiments of wisdom and compassion, offering guidance and protection to all those who seek to walk the path of awakening. Their presence reminds us that we are never alone on our journey. There are always unseen forces guiding us, always opportunities for us to seek guidance, and always a way forward, no matter how dark the path may seem. The number 33 invites us to ask ourselves, are we ready to step into a higher level of spiritual maturity? Are we prepared to let go of old attachments, old patterns, and old fears in order to embrace the wisdom that comes with experience and understanding? It is a number that challenges us to evolve beyond the limitations of the ego, to transcend the small self and step into the fullness of our higher nature. It calls us to trust the process of spiritual growth, knowing that, like the lotus, we are gradually unfolding into the fullness of our potential. On December 21st, 2024, the number 33 offers us a unique opportunity to pause and reflect on how far we've come on our spiritual journey. It is a moment to honor the lessons we have learned and to express gratitude for the wisdom we have gained. But it is also a call to action, urging us to continue growing, learning, and evolving. The number 33 is not just a symbol of completion. It is a sign that the journey of awakening is ongoing, and that we are always evolving, always expanding into a greater sense of who we are. And now, we come to the number 8, the number that represents the heart of Buddhist practice, the Noble Eightfold Path. This path, which is central to the Buddha's teachings, is a guide for those who seek to transcend suffering and achieve enlightenment. The Eightfold Path is a set of 8 principles that lead us toward right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Each of these steps, when practiced with dedication, helps us to purify the mind and heart, ultimately leading us toward liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The number 8 symbolizes the eternal nature of the path to enlightenment. It is often depicted as the infinity symbol, showing that the path to wisdom is not a linear journey, but a continuous cycle of growth, learning, and transformation. The number 8 reminds us that enlightenment is not a destination but a way of being, a state of mind and heart that we can cultivate in every moment of our lives. On December 21st, 2024, the number 8 calls us to examine our own practice of the Noble Eightfold Path. Are we living with right understanding? Are we practicing mindfulness in every aspect of our lives? Are we cultivating compassion and wisdom in our actions, speech, and thoughts? The number 8 challenges us to commit ourselves fully to the path, knowing that the journey toward enlightenment is a process that requires patience, effort, and dedication. Lastly, we turn to the number 108, a number that holds immense spiritual significance in Buddhism. It is said that there are 108 earthly desires that bind us to the cycle of suffering, and by repeating mantras 108 times, we purify these desires and move closer to liberation. The number 108 represents the process of purification, of letting go of the attachments that keep us bound to the world of suffering, and embracing the freedom that comes from release. On December 21st, 2024, the number 108 reminds us that liberation is a process of continuous purification. It calls us to release the attachments that have kept us trapped in cycles of craving and aversion. It encourages us to cleanse our minds, hearts, and spirits, making space for the wisdom and compassion that lead to enlightenment. As we move forward, deeply immersed in the symbolic meanings of numbers, we begin to realize that they are not merely external phenomena, but rather reflections of the inner processes occurring within us. Each number, whether it is 21, 12, 33, 8, or 108, offers us a key to unlock deeper layers of understanding about ourselves and the universe. They are signposts, guiding us on the path to spiritual awakening. But how do we truly awaken? How do we step out of the shadows of confusion and ignorance, and into the brilliant light of wisdom? In Buddhism, the path to enlightenment begins with the understanding of suffering. Known as dukkha, it is the recognition that life, in its present state, is incomplete and filled with discontentment, impermanence, and unsatisfactory experiences. However, this understanding is not a pessimistic view of life. Rather, it is an invitation to transcend suffering and discover the peace that lies beyond it. The Buddha taught that through mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion, we can transform our relationship with suffering, moving from a state of confusion to one of clarity. In the modern world, we are constantly bombarded by distractions, external stimuli that draw us away from our inner wisdom. Technology, materialism, and the pursuit of fleeting pleasures pull us further from the profound truth of our existence. We become so entangled in the web of desires that we forget the true purpose of life, to awaken to our inherent nature, which is pure, unchanging, and connected to everything around us. This is where the power of numbers comes into play. They are not only a guide for us to understand the cycles of the universe, but also serve as reminders of the truths we need to awaken within ourselves. Numbers like 21, 33, and 108 reflect universal patterns that echo the principles of Buddhism. And in understanding these patterns, we can begin to reconnect with our true nature. Take, for example, the number 21. As we have already discussed, it marks a moment of completion and transformation. This is a powerful reminder that no matter how stuck we may feel in our lives, we always have the ability to change, to let go of the past, and to begin anew. The key to change lies not in external circumstances, but in the internal shift we are willing to make. When we accept that transformation is a natural part of life, we are more willing to release the old and make room for the new. This process of transformation, which is both inner and outer, is what we call the path of awakening. But what does it mean to truly awaken? It means to strip away the layers of conditioning, desires, and attachments that cloud our vision and to uncover the deeper wisdom that is always present within us. Mindfulness, or sati, is the foundation of this awakening process. In Buddhist practice, mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. It is the ability to observe the flow of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without attachment. Through mindfulness, we learn to see things as they truly are, rather than how we wish them to be or how they appear through the lens of our desires. In the context of numbers, mindfulness helps us see beyond the superficialities of our daily lives and connect with the deeper meanings behind the symbols we encounter. Each number, whether it is the powerful 21 or the spiritual 108, can be viewed through the lens of mindfulness. Instead of simply viewing them as numbers, we can recognize that they carry with them messages that speak to our soul, urging us to awaken to the profound interconnectedness of all things. To understand the true meaning of the number 108, we need to explore its connection to the Buddhist practice of mantra repetition. In many traditions, repeating a mantra 108 times is believed to purify the mind, remove obstacles, and bring us closer to enlightenment. This practice is not just about the number itself, but about the quality of attention and presence we bring to each repetition. It is a form of mindfulness that allows us to transcend the distractions of the mind and return to the heart of our practice. As we journey further along the path of awakening, we encounter the concept of karma, which is intricately connected to the numbers we are discussing. Karma refers to the law of cause and effect, the understanding that our actions, whether good or bad, create ripples in the world around us. These ripples may not always be immediately visible, but they are always present, shaping our experiences and influencing our future. In essence, karma is the principle that everything we do matters, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem at the time. The number 12, as we discussed earlier, represents the interconnectedness of all things. It reminds us that our actions are not isolated. They are part of a much larger web of causes and conditions. When we act with wisdom and compassion, we contribute to the well-being of others and ourselves. When we act out of ignorance or selfishness, we create suffering for ourselves and others. Therefore, mindfulness and awareness of our actions are crucial in the process of awakening. The power of choice is central to the concept of karma. We are not passive victims of fate, but active participants in the unfolding of our lives. The choices we make today shape the reality we experience tomorrow. By cultivating mindfulness and wisdom, we can make choices that align with our highest good, leading us toward enlightenment and away from suffering. While mindfulness is crucial to the path of awakening, it is compassion that truly transforms us. Compassion, or karuna, is the ability to feel the suffering of others and act to alleviate it. It is the deep recognition that all beings are interconnected, and that our happiness is bound up with the happiness of others. In the Buddhist tradition, compassion is not a passive emotion but an active force that propels us toward healing and transformation. The number 33, as we explored earlier, is a symbol of spiritual maturity and guidance. It represents the wisdom and protection that comes from embracing the path of awakening with an open heart. The 33 celestial beings who guard the path of enlightenment are embodiments of compassion, reminding us that we are never alone in our journey. They are not external figures, but aspects of our own nature, qualities of wisdom, compassion, and love that we can cultivate within ourselves. The number 33 also calls us to reflect on the ways in which we express compassion in our lives. Are we open to others' suffering? Do we offer support, kindness, and understanding to those who are struggling? Compassion is not just a feeling, it is an action, a commitment to alleviating the suffering of others and working toward the collective well-being of all. As we approach the final part of our journey, we return to the number 8, the symbol of the eternal cycle of awakening. The number 8 reminds us that the path to enlightenment is not linear, but cyclical. It is a process of continuous growth, learning, and transformation. We may face setbacks along the way, but each setback is an opportunity to deepen our understanding and to return to the path with renewed energy and commitment. In the Buddhist tradition, the ego is seen as the primary obstacle to awakening. The ego creates separation between self and other, leading to suffering, attachment, and delusion. But when we transcend the ego, we realize that there is no true separation between ourselves and the world around us. We are part of a vast, interconnected web of life, and our actions, thoughts, and feelings reverberate throughout the entire universe. The number 8, with its infinite loop, symbolizes the transcendence of the ego and the return to unity. It invites us to let go of the illusion of separation and to embrace the interconnectedness of all things. As we move forward on our path, we are reminded that enlightenment is not a destination but a way of being, a continuous unfolding of our highest potential. As we draw this journey to a close, we can see that the numbers we've explored, 21, 12, 33, 8, and 108, are far more than mere figures in a sequence. They carry with them profound meanings and serve as guides on the path to greater understanding, spiritual awakening, and personal transformation. Each number, in its own unique way, offers a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the cyclical nature of existence. The power of number 21. This number holds the energy of completion and the promise of transformation. On December 21st, 2024, as we reflect on the significance of this number, we are reminded that every moment offers an opportunity for a new beginning. 21 teaches us that life is an ongoing cycle, and with each completion comes the potential for renewal. Embrace this moment as one of new possibilities, where you can shed old patterns and begin a fresh chapter in your life. The symbolism of number 12, representing the cycles of time and the unity of existence. The number 12 reminds us of the harmony in the universe. It calls us to be mindful of the rhythms of life, how we ebb and flow through various seasons, both internal and external. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all things, we open ourselves to the wisdom that comes from accepting the natural flow of life. The blessings of number 33, a number deeply tied to spiritual growth and divine protection. 33 calls us to reach for higher wisdom and to become a beacon of light for others. This number brings with it the promise of guidance and enlightenment, offering us the strength to overcome obstacles and the clarity to navigate life's challenges. It reminds us that we are never alone on our journey. There are always forces of wisdom and compassion to guide us. The eternal wisdom of number 8, with its infinite loop. Number 8 symbolizes the endless cycle of life, teaching us that the path to awakening is continuous. It reminds us that every step, every choice, every action matters. The path may not always be straightforward, but with perseverance and mindfulness, we can transcend the ego and awaken to the truth of who we are. Number 8 shows us that enlightenment is a never-ending journey of growth and evolution. The spiritual significance of number 108. Finally, 108 is a powerful number in the Buddhist tradition, symbolizing the purity of the mind and the path toward enlightenment. Repeating a mantra 108 times represents a purification of our thoughts and actions, allowing us to step closer to our true nature. It is a reminder that every moment is an opportunity to align ourselves with the divine, to purify our hearts, and to move forward on the path to spiritual awakening. As we reflect on these numbers and their meanings, it becomes clear that they are not just a series of fortunate coincidences. They are keys to understanding the deeper truths of life, and they offer us the blessings of luck, transformation, and spiritual growth. On December 21st, 2024, as we look toward the future, let us embrace the energies these numbers bring, an energy that guides us toward a brighter, more meaningful existence. We have the power to make this day a turning point in our lives, where we unlock the doors to a new chapter, filled with opportunity, wisdom, and enlightenment. Each of these numbers is a gift, a blessing that invites us to live with intention, mindfulness, and compassion. By recognizing their significance, we align ourselves with the rhythms of the universe, opening the door to the blessings that await us. Whether it's the transformative energy of 21, the unity of 12, the spiritual protection of 33, the eternal cycle of 8, or the purity of 108, these numbers are here to remind us that we are not alone on this journey. We are supported by the wisdom of the universe and the guiding forces that shape our path. As we come to the end of this exploration into the power of numbers and their significance, I invite you to continue this journey with us. If you have found inspiration in these teachings, if the power of these numbers resonates with your soul, I encourage you to engage with our community. Your thoughts, your reflections, and your experiences are an essential part of this journey. Whether you are new to spiritual exploration or a seasoned practitioner, your voice adds richness to our shared path. Subscribe to our channel, share your own insights, and let's continue to learn and grow together. We want to hear from you. What numbers hold significance in your life? How have they shaped your path? Let us know in the comments below. Your interactions help foster a community of like-minded individuals, united by a common desire to discover, awaken, and live more consciously. Remember, the journey is never solitary. It's a collective experience, and together, we can create a space of support, encouragement, and wisdom. So, subscribe, like, and share this video with those who may benefit from it. And let's keep walking this path of enlightenment together. The numbers are calling. Will you answer?